Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our episode 158. We are talking about time poverty to happier hour. This is a very interesting topic today I want to share with you. Through the past weekend, actually, we're now in a long weekend. Today is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And many people are celebrating. And today in New York, we had like a big thunderstorm. And outside thunderstorm and inside here at my home office, I want to share with you. It's a very interesting topic. Through the weekend, I learned this book. Actually, it's not a very new book, but it just published, I think, 1 or 2 years ago by a professor. Let me find her name, Cassie. I remember her name is Cassie Holmes from, let's see, from UCLA. It's like the University of California at Los Angeles. Yeah, UCLA's Anderson School of Management. She's an award-winning teacher and researcher of time and happiness. Very interesting. Initially, I did not learn this from English world. First, like during weekends, I was doing the laundry, and because the laundry sometimes take a long time, right? During nighttime, kids were sleeping, and I just want to listen to some great inspiring video. So I found just by chance found a recommendation of like a reading a book. It's actually a Chinese book. It's an English book translated into Chinese book. Uh, if I translate that Chinese, the name for the title, for the book title, in Chinese they said 时间贫困. Oh, that name is a great name, right? 时间贫困 means time poverty, if I translate that back into English. So initially I thought, oh, maybe this English book's name is Time Poverty. But after I listened to that introduction, I searched on Amazon. I could not find such kind of book. And by the way, if you want to read some book related, you can use the Time Poverty. This is a great title, okay? So, but then from the Chinese title, then I found back to the English book. The original name is actually Happier Hour. Very interesting, right? I think those Chinese translators, they are very genius. They translate into a great name that really, attracted our attention. And even the English name is not so attractive, I would say. Like Happier Hours, so many books about happier hour. I would bet that if they just talk about happier hour, maybe not as attractive as I would be attracted to the Chinese name time poverty, right? Like 时间贫困. So by the way, Cassie Holmes, the book Happier Hour: How to Beat Distraction, Expand Your Time, and Focus on What Matters Most. This is also a great name, by the way, and it did get a lot of endorsement. I would say great reviews on Amazon. I would just definitely recommend you to get this book, because even from that a little bit over 30 minutes introduction by Chinese, the people they were reading it um, in Chinese and explain that this book about. I learned a lot. So today I want to share with you in English so that you get some great idea about what this book is about. Because I did get some great inspirations. I remember 15 years ago, very interesting, 15 years ago, I started my coaching as a happiness coach. Through years, I transformed into abundance thought leadership coach and focusing more on business and leadership. But at the beginning, I was quite focused on the happiness, this topic related to happiness and the purpose, the how to get happy, how to become more happy, right? And what's the reason cause us to be unhappy? All these kind of topics, I was quite interested. And so I had some kind of a resolution and also research and understanding based on that topic. But this book really gave me some like a great new aha moment and inspiration while I was doing the laundry, right? It's a really like a great time, but I will talk more about that. And so and yesterday I remember, yeah, yesterday was a Sunday. I actually learned that on Saturday night time, and so on Sunday I shared with my kids already about this book, about what I learned. This is, by the way, one of my good habits is after I read some great books, and if I really feel like inspired, I would not wait. I would just share the best inspirations to my family or to and also to my networks. Now you are listening to it, okay? So you always get this privilege just like my kids, like my family members and people I love, right? I want to share the best learning I already got to share with you so that we can grow together. And what I remember more like very freshly about what they shared within that 30 minutes introduction, almost like I finished the whole book, right? So they focused on some like important breakthrough, not just the concepts, but like a philosophy and also practice. But I believe if you read the book, you will read more like the details, right? The let's say the like stories, the personal experience and the personal inspirations, the aha moments, and then the research they did. Both is just like a stories and also like scientific research and combined together. Then they get a conclusion about how to do the practice, how to really increase your like expand your hour and increase your happiness. So I definitely recommend you to read the book. I will also buy this book, so I will read in more details to practice it. And but here from the like a whole picture, some important inspirations I want to share with you. What made me had a aha moment, because like today I share, right, majority of people when you think about poverty, majority of people will think about without money, right, without enough resources. So it's more like money materials related. People think that's a poverty, but this book inspired me to think about time poverty. Many of us, many even those the successful people, right? When they get more money, they called so-called successful. So now we need to redefine what is true success. Like majority of people, they think, oh, those millionaires or billionaires, they are successful because they have money, they have more resources. They sound like they have better, like life conditions, right, than majority other people. And especially now the gap between the rich and the poor is become bigger and bigger. So majority of the time people measure success with money, but they did not think further. Just like Tony Robbins said, like success without fulfillment is failure, is the worst failure ever, right? It's just like so many people that get money but they lose their money or lose their time, lose their quality time with their like especially the loved ones. They sacrifice so much for their success, and that kind of a success I do not want at all. So this caused me to think further, what is a real success? And now at least okay, success has two dimensions. One is like a you measure with material, with money, kind of a standard. Another side is really about time, but not just time. It's really about the quality associated with the time, right? And how much time you can spend for yourself, and and also with your loved ones. And they Professor Holmans with her team, they did a great research, quite some researches. They did research like a service for with over 500,000 people. That's a big like sample scale, right? 500,000 people across, I remember I said across over 120 some countries. So it's a big scope of research. That's a wonderful thing. For that, I admire them and thank them. And from the results, they concluded that every person, every day, if you have less than 2 hours of personal time, you will not feel happy. Okay, you will feel like time, like you will feel like choked, right? You'll feel like, oh my god, I'm out of my time. I always like on that kind of a let's say intense kind of a lifestyle. I do not have like enough time to care about myself or even to take a break, something like that, right? If it's less than 2 hours, you feel like life is not a quality life. But they also did research. It's not like you get as many hours of personal time is good, right? They also did research and improved that if a person get more than 5 hours of like a personal time just spent by yourself, whatever you can do, right? More than 5 hours, and maybe your like happiness, that kind of a feeling will decrease because it's too much. You feel like maybe you're like wasting your time, right? And you do not feel that kind of meaning and fulfilling. So like between 2 and 5 hours. That's a great range. So isn't that helpful? I personally found, oh, that's helpful because I did not do such kind of a scientific research. I did not know, and so it's great to know that, right? And it's like you have more scientific and quantity kind of a reference, and that's a good guidance for us to care more about ourselves and really find time to like especially if we need to allocate our time and how much it could help you to think how much you should allocate for yourself, right? And I think like at least 2 to 3 hours, that's a great range for me personally. Sometimes I know when as a mom with two kids, now they are teenagers, I feel like since their birth till now, for 17 years now, my son is older son is 17 years, I never really had like all this kind of luxurious time to just spend by myself too much, right? I never get to that kind of 5 hours just myself. I felt like bored, kind of that kind of state. So I never get to that kind of a luxurious state. And but sometimes I did get like around maybe 2 or 3 hours. That's so grateful. And sometimes maybe like less, just like I still remember recently I just passed my birthday, that birthday morning time, and I attended like a family funeral, and then afternoon made up some sleep. And so that 2 and 5 hours means like you are awake, okay, and does not count to your sleeping time. So because when you are asleep, you do not really feel anything. It doesn't count, okay. So, but we do need a quality, like enough time of sleep. But when you are awake, when you are conscious how much time, the quality time is spent by yourself, that counts, okay. So I remember especially my birthday that day, and I barely get till like midnight almost. I finally get some time, like a half an hour time for myself, read some book or like watch a little bit like an interesting video, inspiring video, and get a few minutes of like meditation. I definitely need meditation every day. Without meditation, all these kind of noises, right, distractions will really make you feel energy drained. Even though I'm normally like a very abundant, high energy person, I still feel that day, because I definitely for my birthday, right, I deserve some hours of good time. But because of like a family event, I could not. I could not change that. Is there like a big context? So that squeezed my personal time and even family time and personal time much smaller. It's I know it's like just once a like maybe a lifetime kind of event, but that's an example to tell you that with that little time for yourself, you definitely feel like, oh, I need much more time, right? But that day, I remember I did a great thing by the midnight or almost a little bit past the midnight. I did a great thing. I did that meditation, and then I did some journaling. Journaling, you can say that the diary, um, yeah, diary. Write down my inspiration, and for my birthday, and that's my habits. Every birthday, I have habits to reflect my life and reflect my meaning and get some like a birthday thoughts on my journal. So that's like a great memory, and that's also like a great personal, let's say, personal quality time, because you fully connect with yourself deep within, connect with your heart, with your soul, and write down your inspirations and especially your vision and your life's meaning, why you are here. And especially that day with both, I was thankful that family events as well, with both funeral and my birthday, right? Celebrating both like a past life and also my ongoing life. It's especially extremely time and a special time, right, for me to reflect about the meaning of life itself and how I could live a more meaningful life and have better impact and a contribution to this world. So definitely that's even though it's just like maybe less than 30 minutes of time, but that's a great gold time for me. And that saved my day, by the way. And also, by the way, I remember that day because even though it's night, because I did not spend time earlier, did not get time. But by that time, when I finally get my personal time, I reviewed online all the social media people greeted my happy birthday, right? Majority of them gave just like a very brave and simple happy birthday like wishes, but quite a few of them I remember last time I reviewed quite a few of them. I picked 4 or 5 of them. Their specific message that inspired me and also like really warmed and brightened my day and like immediately get my tiredness away, right? So like refilled my energy. I was really thankful for that kind of it's like a blessing. It's a blessing. I call those people angels and thank them right in person and also on my Momentum Monday last week. Thank them for their great wishes and their great message that really made my day. So that's my personal quality time, right? And now back to this book, Dr. Cassie Holman's book about the happier hour in Chinese book translated in like time poverty. And then further, she shared about this part I especially appreciate. She developed that kind of let's say they call the axis and the x-axis. The y-axis called is for happiness. You use happiness to measure, and the x-axis you use the meaning to evaluate. So that means like for everything, they encourage you, the professor and her team, right, encourage you to measure them, use these two values, happiness and meaning, so that everything you get like two values, and you can put into this kind of a x y axis, and that create they create the four quadrants. Like for example, at the left side, upper side is happy but not meaningful, and the down left down is the quadrant is not happy but meaningful. Oh, sorry, it's like not happy and also not meaningful. Okay, so that's no good. And then the right side, the top is happy and also meaningful, and the downside is unhappy but meaningful. Okay, so you will know that it's better to get into the right two quadrants. The ideally is the right top quadrant, both happy and meaningful, right? So they put those things like you can use this exercise to put your things with those values. You can evaluate, right, everything. What's a happiness score from, for example, from 1 to 10, and like a meaning from 1 to 10, and then use that kind of y and x values to put onto those quadrants, and then you find out how many things you are doing, like you track, right? And people, they encourage people to do the exercise to track their things, like how many things you're doing, for example, through the week are in the quadrant. They call the 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, right? And so if in the quadrant more happy and more meaningful, that's ideally, right? You want to get more things in that quadrant. You want to plan your routine, they call the routine or days, right, rituals, into that quadrant, that like both happy and meaningful. And I reviewed the things I've been doing. Thank God the majority of them are in that quadrant, because I've already clarified my purpose, my passion. I know that the coaching is my way, right, to help visionary entrepreneurs, life changers like you, hopefully, to step up for your call and stand out as confident experts and thought leaders, so that you could transform many other people's lives. That's my like my call, and also my passion to engage through the past 15 years. I know majority of time every day I'm doing, like for example, doing this video now, this Momentum Monday. Today's our episode 158, so it's our we've already celebrating, right, the 3 years of like anniversaries of creating this Momentum Monday. I'm still keep going doing it. I believe I will do this for the rest of my life, because it's meaningful, it's aligned with my call, and also it's at the same time I'm contributing to my creativity, my inspiration, and my value, and especially this kind of like a teaching, right? And so this is my part of my what I do. And also sometimes people call this marketing. To me, it's not really marketing. I feel like, for example, I create posts, I create articles, I create images, all with great inspirations, great wisdom, great practice. I feel that's a contribution to me, right? So it's a value to add to this world, and as part of my like services, but without it's all like free, right? And also I coach clients, and that's a great contribution as part of my most joyful things as well. All those things, and also, for example, happy and meaningful, and like when I shared the best inspirations with my kids, and help them to grow, and we talk about arts. We explore new things, creativity things, and had some adventures with some interesting places. All those one, even a meal like last night, for example, we went to a Friday's restaurant, and through the we enjoy the good meals, and also at the same time we discuss some very interesting topics, like kids share about their school lives and their interesting things with their friends, and they're on Instagram, right, all those kind of creative posts. And that's a joyful time and also meaningful time, right, a quality time with your family. So all those things. And also, like for example, my daughter is creating arts, and my kids are they from their teenagers to now, like older teenagers, right, like high school students. They create some meaningful paintings, and we picked up some and attended, for example, the UN's events related to like environmental protection at Geneva, let's say Geneva in Switzerland. Their paintings were kids' paintings were selected to do the exhibition there, and we are now participating in more environmental protection related topics and contributing our artwork. I feel like this is very meaningful, like non-profit and volunteer social work for kids, for me, and it's like even though we did not get any paid, right? We volunteer a lot of hours and efforts, energy into it. I feel like that's our contribution, very meaningful and make us joyful as well, right? So all these kind of things, it's really great. That's in that quadrant of both happy and meaningful. And think about some other things. What are not, for example, you want to totally avoid those things is both unhappy and not meaningful. For example, those negative people who's keeping draining your energy, you do not want to waste the time to just keep thinking about what they did wrong with you, or you want to revenge, all this kind of thing, right? That's a waste of your time, and it's both unhappy and also unmeaningful. So you want to avoid those kind of things, okay? And then for life, we have like, let's say the first quadrant is like a happy but not meaningful. For example, okay, so many people are on social media, right? And many of us maybe, if those for those ones, especially not with good like enough strong enough let's say self control, can spend hours scrolling up and down on the social media, right? The short videos and Instagram, those fun, interesting things. Many times it's just like not maybe not necessarily very inspiring, or maybe you get a short inspiring, but you do not reflect. You just go through it, right? Had some fun time, and before you know, hours passed, and you did get some like a sounds like a happy hour, but it's not really meaningful because it's not really generating any kind of a deep inspirations, and then you pass that time, and then you when you recall, it's also like, for example, some TV time, even including some movie time, anything you spend sounds like a short time pleasure. But if you do not reflect, do not get any inspiration, especially if you do not practice on it, it's just a waste of time, right? How many of you, after you read or learn something, and if you do not really recall it and review and practice it after even 24 hours, from statistics, scientific statistics, right? They said over 85, I forgot the exact number, but it's like a big majority of them percentage, it's already like you could not remember anymore, okay? And every day people is just repeating almost like 90% of old thinking from a previous day, right? That's like a waste of time, right? It's like you get a short time pleasure, but it's not a very meaningful. There's no lasting meaning or value from it. Another thing, majority people, especially I know in America now, I know that in China as well, in some other countries as well, because of this junk food. Remember those like delicious chips, like those kind of like I don't know, some spicy kind of a chip stuff. Looks like they are delicious, and when you taste them, also they are delicious. It is also processed junk food, right? Those drinks, sweet drinks, and you love them, and for a short-term pleasure, but after it, how much fat and unhealthy impact your body get, right? Because I had a big impression. My daughter recently, I feel very happy about her. She used to could not control herself like to having those ones. She said once I started to eating those chips, I could not stop it, those like sweetie stuff, right? Those chocolates, chips stuff, and all those sweet drinks, right? Sometimes from her room we found those kind of a leftover kind of like debris, right? Like garbage stuff, and she would feel like a little bit guilty, and then she also complained about the fat she's accumulating. And but recently she said she started to, because she felt like her body, she needs definitely some more control, self-control, right? She started to restrain herself from like over consuming like those garbage food, and she said I'm not taking those unhealthy snacks, and now she's eating more healthy snacks, for example like fruits and nuts only, for just 1 week. 1 week she got surprising happy results. She felt cleaner and lighter, and she looked at her figure. Oh, of course, she's doing exercise as well, right? She felt her figure. She said, "Mom, I'm getting my figure back," right? And she felt happy for herself and feel more like in control of her life. I feel so proud of her, because I know, as still as a teenager, it's not so easy, right? To even for many adults, it's very not easy for us to restrain us from those attractive junk food, right? Me, sometimes occasionally I will eat a little. I told my daughter, do not be like a fully restrict to yourself. You can have like they said a cheat day, right? Like maybe one time spoil yourself a little bit and have that joy of life, that kind of a pleasure of life, but then you have a control just a little bit, right? But do not be extreme. Oh, I remember. There's a story in that book, in this Happy Hour book, that Dr. Holmes mentioned about like exactly like this situation. Like people know that apple is healthier than and what chocolate stuff, right? Sweeties, and so if you just keep eating like 7 days, for example, apples, and do not even and constrain that like constrain yourself so much and do not even want to try one bite of that chocolate sweet, is that doing you good, all the good? Maybe not necessary, right? Because like you sounds like you are healthy, but you're losing the like life's joy, right? So he said just one bite of that chocolates, but with the majority time your self control and healthy food like apples, it's good, right? It's a great balance and combination. That's a quality of our life. So I think, oh, that's a great story. That's an inspiration, right? So for us who is still like have that like a guilty side of kind of seduce to those sweeties or unhealthy food, you could have some like for example chocolates and some sweetie stuff. You really love that and have some, but is like you also want to develop your self discipline and a balance that the majority time you choose healthy stuff. And now my daughter told me when she looked at those like junk food, she felt disgusting, she felt like sick about them. That's great, like your body, both your mindset and also your body develop that kind of a, let's say, smart and wise choice now. That's great, right? From your mind now to your whole body, naturally now you choose better. So you want to develop that kind of a like a balance. And I remember, yeah, when we during the weekend we went to the movie site. By the way, I recommend that a site movie, right? We bought we get a not bought, we got actually a bonus through our membership and also all this movie we watch, right? They give us free small bag of popcorns. I redeemed that, and my daughter asked me, Mom, could I have some? I know she wanted some, but at the same time she wanted to control herself not to have this like junk food. I told her, don't worry, you can enjoy it, and after this you do your exercise and still keep your good balance, okay? She felt happy for it, and we enjoyed both movie and popcorns. Oh, here she is. She's home. Hey, Athenia. Hi, Wogan. How are you? Happy birthdays, girls. Enjoy your time. Okay, I'm on my live video talking about health, Athenia. Yeah. So I'm talking about actually this book. Yesterday I shared with you, Dr. Cassie Holmes' book, Happier Hour. Okay. So I will keep sharing. Okay. Have fun. Enjoy the time. And this quadrant, right? And now let's talking about the fourth one, with not so happy, but meaningful. Guess what is? And for example, doing laundry. Remember, I learned about this book while I was doing laundry. The laundry could be very boring, right? Long time. And I was doing the laundry. If I just do the laundry, it would be very like boring, and it's I need to do it, right? It's necessary, it's meaningful, but it's unhappy. It's not really unhappy, but at least it's not a very happy thing, right? So Dr. Holman mentioned about a strategy how to increase your happiness. It's like a bundle unhappy things with happy things, like unhappy but meaningful with happy and meaningful things. So that's I was thinking, aha, that's exactly what I was doing. I was doing the laundry at the same time I was listening to the video and inspiration video. There's reading this book, recommending this book, and I get inspirations at the same time. That's a perfect example. So I was practicing it already. And she also further recommended in this book about some other strategies. I especially remember those three. She mentioned about those three strategies. I would say called like a top three things that make you happy, right? I guess what is number one? That is what our family love. Number one is sports. Sports. By the way, yesterday we were at the Long Island Badminton Center. I actually watched a tournament from a Bangladesh community, and I interviewed. I just get like a spontaneous inspiration on the site, right? I interviewed one of their organizers, and I will share that video actually after today's this Momentum Monday. Double check on my YouTube channel. By the way, I would encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, the Abundance YouTube channel. I share our Momentum Monday. I share my short video. I share my interviews. great inspirations and resource. I would definitely encourage you to subscribe to it so you will not miss out our wonderful resources. Okay, so I will share that later. And but I interviewed him and how they use the spots to connect to the community, right? And also keep their culture, heritage from Bangladesh. So that's a wonderful example. And I love the spots. My family loves spots as well. And the whole family, we love health and fitness and also like sports. My kids practice, for example, swimming. And by the way, after this video, this evening, we will go swimming, like badminton. Like father likes basketball. When I was a kid, I practiced basketball as well, and my son loves biking now. And the kids, when they were young, they practice kung fu, and my daughter, both of them also practiced ice skating. So then, when they played like ice skating with with other friends and swimming with other friends, they thanked me, "Mom, thank you so much for bringing us for all these spots, right?" And so they could have fun with their friends, and at the same time, so far the whole family, right, especially kids, they are very fit, and it's like almost like a lifestyle and habits. I'm super happy for that. So sports, because of like when you do sports, and why like Tony Robbins, all this kind of remember all those kind of successful ones, those mega mentors, they would recommend the first is your physiology, because physiology, that's the secret, is like when you do fitness, when you do a workout, when you do exercise, your body like release that kind of chemicals, right? Make you dopamine, how do you call that, dopamine, make you feel happy, naturally happy, and at the same time you keep yourself healthy. Healthy people are happy people, right? So and that's why you want to keep yourself fit. Hello, Rishi. And so everyone, when you okay, thank you. I'm doing this live video talking about our spots number one. Okay, spots. This is the easiest way, like Tony Robbins in his famous triangle. The first one, he's starting with physiology, because this is the easiest one to make you quickly change your state. Like for example, he recommended trampoline. My family, me and the kids, will be using the trampoline, jumping, and that's his secret as well. The Tony Robbins, he's been using trampoline, jumping many times, and I know Dean Grosasi is also using that, and Russell Brunson is also using that, and that give you like an immediate energy boost and get you to your peak state before they when go on the live stage to do their live events. So you get that secret, right? So but any sports like doing now, I have my secret exercise, I call it abundance meditation and also exercise and stretching. Recently my friends learned that from me, and she even took a live video of me practicing it. I taught her like 7 forms how to do that and keep yourself slim so you can eat as much you want. I never really control my food. I still look like slim because I have all these kind of secrets of like exercise, like sports. I still like sometimes occasionally I most majority of the time I choose healthy food, but occasionally I just spoil myself to eat some dark chocolates. And by the way, dark chocolate is also healthy, right? But sometimes like chocolate chips, I can spoil myself do that, right? And sometimes occasionally popcorns. But I never drink those like sweetie kind of drinks like soda. I never almost never drink those soda soft drinks. So I do have some great habits and a balance. So this is a physiology part. Okay, physiology, how to keep yourself healthy and fit. So sports is number one. Okay, got it. The second strategy is let me think. It's it's very interesting research. Based on the research, they get two group of people and two groups of people. One group, they ask them every day, for example, 30 minutes, you do something before you sleep, right? Do something just for yourself, enjoy yourself. For example, watch some video and let's say do a spa or get some massage or facial, whatever, right? It's just like make you feel pleasure and happy. And another group of people use 30 minutes to every day to help other people. Okay, either do other people a favor or give other people some like a great like say applause or encouragement or whatever thing they can do for other people, right? So there's two group of people, they did the research and then combine then compare the results and get the conclusion that the group of people averagely who did like help other people get a higher happiness and meaning evaluation. So their activities get more into that happy and meaningful quadrant. So that's very great, right? So that's their second recommendation. The strategy is to help other people every day. That will increase your happiness and the hour, like happy hour, and also the meaning and the value of your time. Okay, that's the second one, right? And the third strategy. What is the third strategy? Check my memory. The third strategy is very interesting. Even though I did not read the book, but from my understanding of the translation and the description, I think that's like in my language, I subscribe it to be like something, like enjoy something that is beyond you, that amaze you, and is like it make you all for it. What could be that? I summarized quite a few, and they give some example, but I summarize it from like for example, nature. Nature is the number one. Nature is like recently I watched a photography exhibition. Like it's actually from an article. They exhibited all this kind of the world champion, the world the one who get all the like world top like highest prizes in photography. It's just like Nobel prizes in photography industry, right? So that person is actually from China. I'm so proud of him. Those pictures, he did not spend much money because his family could not afford him to travel too much, right, around. He just stayed in his city, went to the like Wuhan and the let's say animal zoo, or the zoo, or like the park, the city park. He went to those places he could afford, but he learned like through the 18 years from from the very beginner, right, without anything, without knowing anything about a photographer. 18 years later, because his passion, um, consistent let's say engagement and dedication to photography, and also his gift of catching the detailed angles of nature. Wow, it's so amazing. I totally agree. Them gave him all these top prizes, and as a champion, get all those prizes, because like for example, he catching those tiny angles of, for example, like snail, or like a little frog by the water, and even some like in nature's like sprouts with that water, and with the sun, like the sunrise, all those kind of combination, you just feel like, oh, this is like angel time. You feel like that kind of, it's like a zen and meditation time. You feel like you were brought to the really the core, the essence of the nature. And for that, for every photo he took, those great ones, you just feel like immediately you are part of it. You're part of the universe. You're part of nature. It's just like purify your soul, your heart, your mind immediately. So that's great. Okay, so uh that's the first thing. You okay, the nature that make you feel awed, feel like something greater, bigger than you. Okay, and the second one is arts. By the way, that's what I mentioned. The photography is part of arts as well, like painting or other arts like sculpture. All those things can have similar kind of an impact, right? Influence in our lives. Like why people love those like Instagram pictures or those like art pieces, because they make us connect with the universe and the nature, right? The artworks. And the third one is like, do you know why so many people love going to church on Sunday? Now I think the faith, right? Not just because we need the spirituality, because the faith, and also the spirituality make us bring us out of our limited self, even our limited society, right? The world, limited world, get us into another awesome God, the greatness, the grace, right? Is beyond our life, and that's our like a beautiful, the ultimate beauty that we could connect with. So all those things, right? Like the nature, arts, and the faith. So that's a third part. Okay, the third strategy. So the first strategy, quick review, is that like your the spots or your physiology, right? Your health part. The second part is help other people. The third one is do something or find something that all you and feel make you feel amazed and be attached by the greatness and grace, right? You get that? So like sounds like simple strategies, but it's very easy to practice, right? So that's why I encourage. And by the way, that's I feel like so grateful. Thank God, I encourage my daughter to go to like a arts specific arts special school, high school, instead of encouraging her to go to some like a more academically well-known schools to compete for like more for like Ivy schools, right? And she enjoyed this art school, and she get more chance to express her art in herself and creativities. And now she's enjoying this schools and school life and students as well and friends. So that's a blessing. And so it's not difficult for us, for example, for people who do not really learn arts or do not even have that time. You can focus on either photography or like music, right? Or people love music, and different ways you can find yourself to connect with those things, connect with nature, connect with arts, connect with spirituality, and help other people. This is a big part, right? Help other people every day. Find one way to help other people. For me, I feel like doing coaching and doing like this video, doing things to help other people, and I sometimes those small things you did not really like prepare for it, spontaneous when you go on the street and you just give a smiling face to other people and give that confronted greeting and encourage. Oh yeah, this is a great example. Another day I was not just one time, many times, I could not remember how many times. I just like naturally I was shopping for something like buy food, yeah. And I was just had a like a friendly conversation with the lady who is serving us, right? Get all this, prepare all this food. I just naturally applauded her about her health, her healthy skin, like her like a friendliness and to treat us. And my son was with me, and the lady was super happy, and she brought us to their cashier to introduce their new like some bonus kind of program to me. And she said they were too busy. Normally they did not even get time to introduce that kind of a new bonus program, right? Like a rewarding, rewarding customer program to those customers, because everybody's so busy. If they saw it, they got it. If they did not see it, they just missed that opportunity, right? But she just introduced me to that and helped us immediately, saved our almost like get like a free lunch with that bonus or like a reward. So you see, that's like a I did not expect that at all. I was just naturally applauding her, and she give us that kind of a very friendly welcome and also recommendation and helped us. I feel so grateful, and she felt great as well. And my son was amazed. They said, "Oh, mom, you're so great of like communication." And yesterday I was buying the prom suits for my son, right? Quite expensive one, like a luxurious store. It's an Italian brand. I did not want that initially. But anyway, I wanted my son to experience that first for his first time of his life about the whole service, right? About like people measure your size, because I had no clue what's his size, what kind of suit he should choose, right? And we went to like a men's warehouse. I think nobody really greeted that to us, and nobody's walked up to give us suggestions, right? So no wonder, by the way, online their rating is not so as high as another one later we went visited. It's like a private smaller store, but they had a whole service. They even had a tailor to do the customization, and they measure you. They would adjust, for example, the sleeves length, the legs, the pants legs length, and also change the waist, the how to say, the waist size, right, as well to fit you. Wow. And they also, after the suits, they recommend the shoe, and then recommend the tie, and then recommend the socks, a whole the whole like a whole package, right? I know I did spend a lot of money on it, but service was great. And also, by the way, through my great communications, we also saved a lot. And they even give my at the end, they even give my son like a free sock, like socks, right, as a free pair of socks, as just like a gift for him as his prom or like graduation gift. My son was amazed again. So, wow, mom, through your communication, right? You get all this. I did not expect for that at all. It's just like a natural communication, communicated with this person who was serving us. He's from immigrant from where? From, let me see, Egypt. Yeah. He's talking about, he's also middle age, like me, maybe older than me, a little bit older than me. He said his two kids already in the college. One is learning, I forgot specifically what major. He said his daughter is learning computer science. I applauded her. So, why you have kids, smart kids? And then he said that for 5 years he's been here working, but he did not get chance to go back to meet his kids, right? And his kids did not also get a chance because of college life, right? Very busy, and they did not get a chance to visit the US as well. So he said he missed them. I asked him, do you miss them, right? He said, yes. And I prayed for him. I said, oh, I wish. And also I said, wish you will get a chance to go back to visit your kids or invite them to come to US to enjoy some life. And we chatted about our like China. He said he loved China. And then I had a joke with his boss. He said because this one person is like, his name is Mohammed from Egypt. And he says his boss, he said he is not the boss of this store. And because I wanted him to, initially I said, oh, can you give me some discount because this is super expensive, it's much more than my budget, right? And then he was joking, the boss was there, and is right there, another man. And he said, that we were chatting, right? And then I told the boss, I said, boss, please give him Mohammed more vacation time. He's a great worker. Give him some vacation time so he could go back to visit his family, because for 5 years, I told Mohammed, you should always try to gather with your family. I said, money you can make. He said Egypt has no good economy. Like it's difficult for them to make money, even though he's a lawyer, right? I told him, but you can make money any place, and family together is most important thing. So I said, either you get your family here in the US or you go back to visit your family more often. I just wish you will, really sincerely, right? I wish him will gather more with his family. So he felt that connected and also appreciated. And I guess that's why he gave us some great good offer as well. I did not plan for that. I also expect necessary for that. It's just like my genuine nature and character, right? I would just want to like make friends and just make each other feel good, right? So I really feel grateful, like when you help other people, when you just simply encourage other people, right? Inspire other people, and sometimes in life you get out of your expectations, you get a great favor, not just from people, right? Really sometimes feel like it's from God, that favor, right? Just genuine, be the person you are, and be the angel you are blessed to be, and brighten other people's lives just as they sometimes brighten your life as well, right? Because this world is better, this world is warm and beautiful because the strangers doing those things like out of the nature that brighten your life as well, right? So I'm super grateful. So some examples like this. So now you get it, right? I hope, like, even though I've not read that book, but I strongly recommend it if you can get more details, more practices from it, right? And more juice and from those stories and practice, then you will get more inspired. But I hope today, based on my personal inspiration, you get the best value. Okay, because I know I got it, and I hope that you also get it, so we can practice it, have more spots, more more helping other people every day, and then more every day, awesome time, right? Including your connected with the nature, with the arts, with your inner self, with your purpose, with your passion, and with your faith or your spirituality. These things will make our life more happy, like happier, and also more meaningful. So that's like I would thank Dr. Cassie Holmes as well for her book Happier Hour, and translated into Chinese 时间贫困, like time poverty. This book is definitely great value and inspired us to look at time, happiness, and also success from a different angle, right? I hope this opened your eyes, and I hope you get the best value from it. I would love your feedback wherever you watch this, either from our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. This is our live video now; it's going on now. Or you watch this replay from our YouTube channel. I wish that you would join our community, subscribe to our channel, and connect with us. We would love to support you to become the best person you can, and also live every day with extended hour, with more value, with more happiness, with more fulfillment. All right. Thank you so much. Feel free to comment, and we'll always will love and also reply to your feedback and comments. And also, I invite you for this Thursday. We will have our masterclass again to teach you and share with you our best practice how to launch your profitable and impactful online business. At the same time, to stand out as confident expert and thought leader to impact more lives. All right. We will look forward to seeing you more in our community, on our channel, and also in our masterclass. Okay. It's a live class. I will look forward to greeting to you and have a live conversations that time. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your Monday and the Momentum Monday and the rest of your week. Let's be happier and have both time and money, success in our life, right? More abundant fulfillment in our life. We'll see you soon. Okay, bye bye.